Hey everybody, welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for another weekly recap of Tyler Perry's Sistas. This is season 1, episode 22, and it was titled The Yellow Dress. Alright, y'all. Let's just jump into it. So it picks up where it left off last week where the mother, we just gonna call her mother-in-law, because I don't remember her name. The mother-in-law, she came in pointing a gun and all this other stuff, and Karen's mama was like, bitch, jump bad, let's go, type thing. So the mama like, what is you doing? And she was like, I got this gun here or something, the mother-in-law. And so the Karen mama tell her, look, call the cops. And she was like, for what? She was like, that gun. And she was like, it's a toy. And so Karen mama was like, I know it's a toy. I'm a Marine. I've been in the service for all these years and whatnot like that. I know a toy when I see a toy, but you're not going to come in here scaring my daughter and her clients with this toy gun. Like, come on now, get out of here with that shit, bitch. Like that. And she was like, you the bitch? Your daughter's a bitch. She's a trifling, nasty whore bitch and all this other stuff. But Karen mama ain't playing. She like, look, what you not finna do is come in here calling my daughter all these goddamn names. Pam in the background like, this shit is crazy. Y'all, your whole family crazy or whatever. And here go the mother-in-law talking about something. You ain't seen nothing yet because whatever the daughter name was, she was like, what she say? I got a son and he just as crazy. I was like, damn, so y'all all need some pills. So so Karen was like, ain't you supposed to be Christian? And she was like, I am. And her mama was like, what? Are you serious or whatever? And so what happened? Something happened, child. Oh, so she was saying like, you supposed to be Christian too, and oh no, Karen was like, I didn't sleep with him or whatever. We didn't have no affair. Well, why would my daughter lie? Why would my daughter say that? Why did she do all this stuff or whatever? And so Karen mama like, what, kill herself or lie to you? Like, why she do all that to you? She was like, well, I don't understand what was going on. She was like, you just can't take the responsibility that this is your fault. Like, you had something to do with this. Whatever. This ain't my fault. I didn't have my daughter do all this or whatever. And she was just like, look, you need to go. You need to go. So Karen hold her mama back. She like, mama, just calm down or whatever. And somehow the mother-in-law left her. She said something about the brother was going to come down there, or her son was going to come down there and wreak havoc and all this other shit. And Karen mama was still going like, look, bring it, bitch, bring it. And so somehow the mama had ended up leaving or whatever, because she said something. What the hell did she say? That shit made me laugh. Oh my goodness. Oh, because she said something and she was just like, oh man. She said, oh, the mama was like, yeah, if your son come down here and you come down here again, then all y'all gonna believe it in a body bag or whatever like that. And so the mother-in-law was leaving something like, that's just so cruel. And she laughed. I was like, but you came down here with a whole gun. But her saying y'all gonna leave it in a body bag is cruel. I said, if they don't stop playing with me. And so when the crazy mother-in-law left, everybody in the shop started clapping and stuff. And Pam was like, I'm so happy you was here. And so Karen mama started going off she just started listing her whole resume. Because I've been a Marine for 15 years. I did 12 tours. And she was saying my mama and daddy was in the Corps. And she was just running down her whole resume type thing. It was basically like, she ain't fit to punk me because I'm about it, bitch. That's basically what she was saying. And Karen was like, Mom, thank you, whatever. Here come goddamn Aaron walking in the goddamn door, child. I was like, really, Aaron? You just picked the perfect time. But anyway, he come in the door and he asked, was the mother-in-law there? And Karen and them was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, I thought I was going to beat her down here because she was talking crazy at the funeral, saying all this stuff about a toy gun and something. And then she just started mumbling her breath and then she left. So I was trying to beat her over here or whatever. And so he apologizes, for the mother-in-law being there. And so Karen mama was like, look, I need to talk to you. And Karen was like, no, mama, you don't need to talk to me. I need to talk to you. So Aaron was like, oh, okay, well, my name is Aaron. She was like, oh, whatever with all that bullshit. Look, come on. I said, this mama is cracking me up. She was not playing no games, right? So her and Aaron go outside. She's sitting on her motorcycle. And he apologizes again for all that stuff, for the mother-in-law coming. And she like, look, save all that shit. I know men like you. No, she was like, who are you? He was like, I'm Aaron. She was like, yeah, and I'm Karen's mother. I know about all that stuff. But and he was like, and you beautiful or some shit. She was like, yeah, she got the beauty and the teeth from me or whatever. And he was like, huh? She was like, I bite or whatever. And he was trying to say something. She was like, look, stop with all that bullshit. I know who you are. You a married man who like to come down here and prey on weak women or get single women and take them home and all this other stuff. But he was like, no, it's not like that. She was like, I know it's not like that because my daughter ain't weak. My daughter ain't this and all this other stuff. And he was like, what? Huh? He was looking confused as hell, child. And he was like, I didn't know that, my ex-wife was going to do all this and stuff like that. She was like, well, it was your job to know. It was your job to know what she was going to do and stuff. And he was just like, well, I'm sorry and all this other stuff. And then he was saying like he wasn't having no affair with Karen at the time. And so the mama-in-law was asking him, well, are you having an affair now? And he was like, what? Like, huh? And I was confused too because I'm like, he ain't even married no more or whatever. But whatever. And he was like, she's dead or something. And the mama was like, yeah, because you drive women to do that. You drive women to do that sort of thing. He was like, that ain't my character. I don't do stuff like that. That ain't me or whatever. She was like, yeah, that's what your lips say. But that ain't what I know or whatever. So he was trying to plead his case and all this other stuff. And so she told him, like, look, if your mother-in-law come after my daughter again, it's going to be something. So how about you go tell her that or whatever. He was like, all right. She was like, yeah, because I am 100% that bitch. And she was like, you got me? And he was like, yeah, I got you. And then she hopped on her motorcycle and rode off. Karen came outside and she was like, she means it or whatever. And he was like, yeah, I know. And he wanted to talk to her some more, but she was like, look, I got clients. So he was like, all right, well, or you still free for 7? And she was like, yeah, I'm still free. So he was like, well, I'm gonna go talk to the in-laws. Karen was like, they ain't gonna do nothing. And he was like, but I'm gonna try. And so then they had like party weed shot. I said, that is a whole hot ass mess. Like, why would you bring a toy gun? Ooh, child. A mess. But anyway, we at what's her name? Andy's old practice, because apparently I don't think she was fired because they ain't never really say she was fired, but she said she was fired and she just went home. So I'm gonna just say it's still her office. So we see Morris and the PI, child, with that fucking wig, yo. And I ain't got no room to talk because my head look a hot ass mess, but it look better than Leslie wig, okay? Anyway, Morris and the PI, they going down there to meet with the boss. Fatima asking the PI I'm just call her Leslie because that's her goddamn name. Leslie, if she wants something to drink. Leslie was like, no, or whatever. But then she changed her mind. She was like, yeah, go on. Let me go get it myself. And Fatima was like, no, I get it for you. She was like, well, I'll follow you down there. So she go down there and she flirting with Fatima. Because, Fatima pretty and she built or whatever like that. So she flirting with Fatima. And then but first, before she was flirting with Fatima, she started asking her about Andy, asking her if she knew Andy and all this other stuff. And she was like, yeah, I know her and stuff. And Leslie was like, well, it's a shame what they doing to her. And she was like, well, what they doing to her? I don't know what they doing. She was like, oh, you don't know. They making her take the fall for all of this. And Fatima was like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you mean and whatever. She was like, oh, you don't know what I mean, girl. You need to but you know Andy or whatever. You need to open your eyes and stuff. I was just like, why are you snapping on this child? Maybe she don't know. But then she started flirting with Fatima because Fatima was like, all right, whatever. She was like, no, I'm fine, whatever. Like that, you a pretty woman or whatever. You into girls and stuff. And Fatima was like, no, I'm not or whatever. And she was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Fatima was like, I'm sorry. She was like, oh, no, be sorry. Just be you or whatever. I was just like, Leslie, why do he keep doing? Ugh. Tyler gets on my nerves with this shit. But anyway, she started questioning Leslie, Fatima. She was like, well, what do you know about Andy? Tell me what you know about her or whatever. Because now she like, well, you know some stuff. I want to talk to Andy and tell her or whatever. And she was like, well, I don't really know, too much, whatever. I want to talk here. And she was like, well, Leslie was like, well, how about we meet at the coffee shop? Fatima was like, all right, took her number, and then she kind of walked away. And first she was like, as long as you know I'm not interested, because you got to tell Leslie this shit up front for some odd strange reason. But I mean, like, if you tell, whatever. Anyway, she took the number. Of course, Leslie was watching her ass walk away or whatever like that. Then Morris came out. He was upset, it seemed like. And he was like, look, Jasmine let you go, or Jasmine fired you, so I'm going to have to let you go. And so Leslie was like, what you mean let me go or whatever like that? Like, you ain't even pay me. And he was like, yeah, it's okay, whatever. And she was like, you was an asshole or something like that. And she called him a bitch, and then he kind of walked off. But I was kind of trying to figure out why Leslie was there in the first place, because Jasmine fired her. So she was working for both. I don't understand, child. But anyway, Leslie, she get mad, she leave out or whatever. Then Fatima calls Andy and is telling Andy, like, what went on with Leslie and Morris. And Andy was like, all right, well, she probably was trying to hit on you. She was like, yeah, she was, but I told her I wasn't interested. She was like, all right, well, meet with her for coffee or whatever, and then report back to me. And at the same time, Andy talking to Fatima, Andy's old boss, was calling her. So she hurried up and got off the phone with Fatima. And then the old boss called her and was like, we need to see you today or whatever. And she was like, well, if you're going to fire me, why you need me in the office or whatever? He was like, well, it's more complicated than that. I need you to come down here. So can you come down here in an hour? She was like, all right, whatever. And so she hung up the phone with them. Gary, he comes out of the bathroom, and he was just like, what did he say? Oh, so he was just like, he was going to meet Jasmine. So, of course, they had that whole conversation again where she was telling him, like, look, you don't need to go meet her. And he was like, yeah, because she was like, I got a bad feeling about this. He was like, it's all right. We already went through that. You already said you don't want me to meet her, but I'm going to meet her. So they squashed that. And so he was like, well, who was that on the phone? And she was like, oh, my old boss, they want to see me and stuff. So he was like, okay, well, he kind of got like real quiet, like, because he don't want her to work. For some reason, he want her to be like a stay-at-home wife, having all these kids. He want her barefoot and pregnant. And you like, for real, he don't want her to work. So every time she bring up her job or something like that, his mood and his vibe changes and stuff. So she noticed that, and she was like, what's wrong? I noticed that something was wrong or whatever. And he was like, no, baby, it's all right or whatever. It's just this whole thing got me stressed and stuff. How about when you come back, we take a ride like an hour down south? And I'm like, what's south of Atlanta? I don't know. Y'all know? But obviously it's some big surprise. I think it's a lake out there. Is it lake something with a T? Because my mama had wanted to go there because she live in Snellville. So maybe it's that lake. Maybe he want to take her there. But at any rate, he want to take her somewhere when she come back or whatever like that. And he was like, he wanted to just see her happy. And she was like, well, keeping the career that I, built and made all these years and stuff is going to make me happy. He was just like, okay, baby. Whatever happens or whatever. And so they kind of party ways too. But what is his problem? Like, y'all tell me what y'all think. Like, why is his vibe always changed when she say something about his job? Like, I just don't understand. Because he claimed he not the type of person that Jasmine said he was, but every time, and he got money, so it's not like Andy making more money than him. Because sometimes that is an issue with guys when a woman makes more money than them. But what? I don't understand. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that situation. Then we see Bree and Calvin. This whole scene was just... It was kind of sad. At first, I was mad at Calvin. And then I was kind of sad. And then it was just like... why? I just think they just need to be friends and just not this whole romantical thing, but whatever, child. So Calvin throwing him back as usual. He drank that whole big bottle of water, vodka, and he drunk. So he trying to go for her cup, and she like, no, I think you had enough or whatever. Let's just call it a night or whatever. And he snapped on her. And he just doing the fucking most, right? He tried to drink her drink. She cut him off. He calls her a bitch. He like, because she was just like, okay, no, you just drunk. She making excuses for him. Like, no, like, I don't get, no, like, nah. Maybe she gonna call him out when he's sober or something like that, because his behavior was just way wrong. Like, and then, they say a drunk mouth speak a sober tongue or some shit like that. Y'all know how the saying go. So that's how you feel about her, or like what? Because I'm confused. But at any rate, he calling her a bitch. He saying like, I should slap the shit out of you, and you like them dirty ass thug niggas, the ones that just be beating on you and getting all aggressive and stuff, right? And then he get up, he pull his pants down. You know how they be having their pants hanging off their ass. Oh, that's so annoying. But anyway, he like, yeah, baby, I'm a thug ass nigga for you, girl. Yeah, And so she steady pushing him away, because again, he doing the absolute most. Like, Calvin, chill the fuck out, sir. And then he like, my daddy dead. I ain't got my daddy no more. And yeah, my daddy did. Because, and, before, when she asked him, because when he was drinking or whatever, she was like, how do you feel? He was like, my dad did. How the fuck you think I feel? That's a dumbass question or something like that. So he snapped on her right there. She was asking you a question like, how you feeling right now type thing. He snapped on her. So he was just again doing the most. She pushed him away, and somehow she got up or whatever, and she went into the kitchen. So he keep going on and saying like, she was just saying like just crazy shit about the nigga just aggressive and all this other stuff. And then the whole time he all with his hand all limping. I was just like, Calvin, come on now. Like, what? Come on now. But she in the kitchen, she come back, she fill up a bucket full of cold water. She splashed the cold water on him, and he's still laughing and giggling and stuff like that. And what did he say? He said, my daddy did, and the only woman I fell in love with don't think I'm man enough. So then he started talking about how he fell in love with her when he first saw her, and he was saying like how she was so beautiful, how she was in this yellow dress, her hair was in a ponytail. He was describing her to a T, and he was like, she never, recognized me or whatever like that. And he was like, I can't hurt you, I can't dog you, I can't be no thug, I'm not that type of guy, but I can fuck though, or whatever. And so then he was saying like how his uncle, like his dad's wanted him to meet his biological family or whatever. So they took him to his uncle's house. His uncle, and I thought he was going to say his uncle molested him or whatever like that, but he didn't. He said that his uncle, so he was saying like his uncle was saying like, you ain't gonna be no gay ass queen boy. I'ma show you. So he drove him like an hour down to the south side and made him have sex. He was 9 years old. Made him have sex with a 40-year-old woman. I had to rewind that back because I said, did he say 40 years old? So that is whole child molestation right there. Rape, all that stuff. Like his uncle, child, he was saying like his uncle got all excited and stuff like that, and he was like, oh, I'm so proud of you, that's my nephew or whatever. And so then he goes into the bathroom and he starts screaming like, my daddy dead, my daddy dead. Bree was just standing there. She was just listening to the whole thing, and so she was standing there crying. She go check on him. He passed out in the freaking bathroom door, in the bathroom doorway, child. And so she whispered, it happened to me too, or whatever. He was like kind of asleep, so he didn't hear her. So then she carries him to the bed and stuff like that. Then he started waking up and saying like she a good woman, and he was asking did he hurt her. He was like, because I was being aggressive. Like, I was just being aggressive, And so then he tried to get up and leave because he like, I need to go talk to my dad. I need to go talk to him. And so child, it was a mess. So he was trying to show his privates and stuff. He's talking about some, what did he say? His dog want to meet the cat, meow, meow. I said, not meow, meow. Wow, he was a hot ass mess. Like, he was doing the most. Okay. And then he was saying like he loved her, and he was like, tell me you love me, tell me you love me, and whatever. And so she said it, and he was like, you don't mean that shit. But you will though, you will soon. And then they kind of went away. So then we had Danny and Zach. Danny and Zach, that whole conversation was like, I don't really understand the whole conversation. But, I mean, I understood it, but it was like, why? They just didn't need to be on the show this week. But anyway, they was having a conversation. Danny was asking him, like, you know, what Karen said when she found out that the girl was pregnant. And he was like, nothing. She didn't say nothing. And she was like, oh, so she didn't say nothing. He was like, nope, she ain't cuss at me, she ain't do nothing. She was like, oh yeah, it's over, whatever. And he was like, yeah, I know. And she just kept digging it in, like, you know, it's over, because if she ain't cuss you out and if she ain't do all this, and that means she really wants you back. But if she ain't do none of that, then it's over. And he just was like, yeah, you already said that. And again, I know. So she was just like taunting him and stuff like that. And she was saying like Karen wanted kids and stuff like that, so she need to move on and blah blah blah. And he was like, yeah, I know, but you know, she was on a pill still, so apparently she ain't want no kids from me. She was like, oh, or she didn't want kids that bad or something. She was like, oh, so she just ain't want your kids. So you know how Danny goes. So she was just digging it in, and that was pretty much it for them or whatever. Cause he was saying like, you know, of course he was saying like maybe she want Aaron because he got a nice car, nice house, stuff like that. And Danny was jabbing him like, you was looking him up on his Facebook page and stuff. And then really that was kind of it for them. Then we see Fatima and Leslie at the coffee shop. I don't understand what the purpose of them meeting at the coffee shop was, because Leslie ain't tell her nothing. Leslie was like, well, I don't know if I want to talk. Cause she just wanted to flirt again with Fatima. She just kept calling her beautiful and all this other stuff. And Fatima was like, look, I am not interested in stuff like that. What you got on Andy? Tell me what you got on Andy or whatever. And she was just like, well, what's in it for me or whatever. And she was like, well, I got this girl named Nikki. And she was like, oh, she into girls. And she was like, well, I mean, she's fluid, so she might be into you or whatever. So meet us at this spot at 8 o'clock. Andy will be there at 8:40. So have the information or whatever. I was like, you just gonna pimp your friend Nikki out to Leslie like that for some child? But apparently Nikki get down, because she was like, oh, you gonna like everybody like Nikki. So I was like, well, damn. That was it for them. Then we see Andy and Karen. Andy goes down to Karen's shop or whatever, to kind of talk to her, because she about to go to work. She had on this cute little white outfit. Andy be looking cute, child. So she wanted to talk to Karen, and Karen was like, where you going? She was like, wow, I got a call from work and stuff like that. They want to call me. And she was like, oh, you nervous, huh? She was like, yeah, you know, but how you doing? She was like, girl, don't be trying to changing the subject on me or whatever. You always do that. You always ask about other people, so you ain't got to think about yourself. And she was just like, well, I'm just. And she was like, oh, I thought you came down here, because Mom and Pam had called you. And she was like, well, what? Why would they call me? She was like, girl, the mother-in-law, she came in here with a toy gun. She was like, yeah. And my mama, she put it down. Yeah, she ain't know, because Lisa the truth or whatever. So they were just going back and forth. And she was like, then she wanted to talk to Aaron. And then Aaron, when she left, Aaron's face was just as white. It ain't had no color, nothing. She was like, ooh. And she was like, what he say? What she say? And she was like, I don't know, girl, but he gonna tell me tonight. So they going back and forth about, her meeting with Aaron and stuff like that. And so Andy asked Karen, did she like Aaron? And she Karen was like, yeah, I like him or whatever like that. But she don't really know, because she want to have a family and stuff, but she's still in love with Zach. And she don't want to feel like she wasting her time or whatever. And she said she got like 1 foot in the door and then 1 foot out the door with Zach or whatever. So Andy was just like, girl, it be like that sometimes or whatever. And so Karen asked Andy about Gary, and Andy told Karen, like, yeah, I told him about Jasmine and Morris sleeping together. And girl, he got so mad, girl, so mad. And so Karen was like, girl, I'm gonna ask you this. Don't be mad or nothing like that. She was like, what? She was like, do you really know him? Do you know him like that? And she was like, yeah. She was like, I don't know, girl, because he be having these mood swings and stuff, and like the way he beat up Morris and stuff. She was like, yeah, but I mean, she was like, look, just be careful, whatever. And so, what happened? So then Andy had ended up, she was like, well, let me go, girl. I gotta go. So she left. She was like, all right. She was like, well, you look cute though. And she was like, well, thank you. And so Andy left. And Karen was like, even though you about to get fired. I said, that's some shady shit. But that's like a real girl conversation or whatever like that. I thought that was cute. And then we see Gary, child. I don't know where Gary was. He was in a parking lot or whatever. So maybe it was the apartment parking lot or because he lived in a house or something. But maybe she was meeting him at the apartment where Andy was, because she was like, you over there sleeping with that bitch or whatever. But anyway, his car was jacked up. Child, all the windows was busted out. It was spray painted all on the damn car, and his stuff was in the car, whatever like that. Jasmine walks up on him and was just basically like, you were sleeping with that bitch and stuff like that. You got all your stuff in the car. She was taunting him or whatever. And so he was just like, what you do to my car? And she was just like, I don't know what you're talking about type thing. And he said something like, go talk to your man or something. She was like, oh, so you know about me and Morris, huh? Yeah. He was screwing me every time you would leave out the house. And then when you would come back, I didn't even change the sheets. You were just laying in all his fluids. I said, all his fluids? You was a nasty hoe. So, that's nasty. You just got this man laying. Oh, she just nasty. But he was just like, look, you trying to get a rise out of me. I know you trying to get a rise out of me. She was like, no, I get all my rises from Morris. I said, you better, girl. But no. I'm sorry. Anyway, he tried to walk away. And so he stayed trying to walk away. And she like, let me show you something. Come over here, let me show you something. He like, Jasmine, move. Like, move, Jasmine. And so she moved to the side and goes to the car. She got this man, mama, ashes in the urn and stuff like that. She was just like, didn't your mama die in the house fire or some shit? And he stopped walking. And so she pouring the damn ashes in the freaking gas tank, child. And then she lit a match. So the car on fire. And he come over there to like stop her from, pouring the ashes and the stuff. So they get to tussling. She picks up a bat and start wailing on him. Bow, 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 bow. He ain't hit her or nothing like that. But then he got up and was just like, I'm tired of this bitch. Bow. So then he hit her. So then she jumps on his back and then fighting him like this. And then he trying to get her off of him. Of course, they in the parking garage. So they near the edge of the thing. He ends up flipping this hoe over. And then she lands on somebody's blue car. I said, oh, Jesus. And that's where it kind of ended at. Child, she looked like she was kind of still alive. But who knows? This Tyler Perry. Who knows if she alive, she dead, or she going to be a ghost next season. I don't know, child. But anyway, that was the episode. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about this episode. If y'all like this review, go ahead, hit that thumbs up button and hit the subscribe button if you are not already subscribed to my channel. All right, y'all. I hope everybody is keeping safe, keeping in this house. I'm in Virginia and we are on a lockdown until June 10th. Maryland on the same lockdown, and I think DC on the same lockdown, because we all in, like, this whole big old cluster. So y'all just be safe out there. Only go out if y'all need to. And for all my fellow healthcare workers who are working on the front line, y'all stay safe. And I'm just gonna keep praying for y'all safety out here. All right, y'all, until next time, peace.